The concerto grosso, plural concerti grossi, konťɛrti florinetti e grossi is a form of Baroque music in which the musical material is passed between a small group of soloists and full orchestra. This is in contrast to the solo concerto, which features a single solo instrument with the melody line, accompanied by the orchestra. The form developed in the late 17th century, although the name was not used at first. Alessandro Stradella seems to have written the first music in which two groups of different sizes are combined in the characteristic way. The name was first used by Giovanni Lorenzo Gregori in a set of 10 compositions published in Lucca in 1698. The first major composer to use the term concerto grosso was Arcangelo Corelli. After Corelli's death, a collection of 12 of his concerti grossi was published. Not long after, composers such as Francesco Gimignani, Pietro Locatelli and Giuseppe Torelli wrote concertos in the style of Corelli. He also had a strong influence on Antonio Vivaldi. Two distinct forms of the concerto grosso exist, the concerto da chiesa and the concerto da camera. The concerto da chiesa alternated slow and fast movements. The concerto da camera had the character of a suite, being introduced by a prelude and incorporating popular dance forms. These distinctions blurred over time. Corelli's concertino group was invariably 2 violins and a cello, with a string section as ripieno group. Both were accompanied by a basso continuo with some combination of harpsichord, organ, lute or theorbo. Handel wrote several collections of concerti grossi, and several of the Brandenburg concertos by Bach also loosely follow the concerto grosso form. The concerto grosso form was superseded by the solo concerto and the Sinfonia concertante in the late 18th century, and new examples of the form did not appear for more than a century. In the 20th century, the concerto grosso has been used by composers such as Igor Stravinsky, Ernest Bloch, Ralph Vaughan Williams, Bohuslav Martina, Malcolm Williamson, Henry Cole, Alfred Schnittke, William Bolcom, Heitor Villa-Lobos, Andrei Ishpai, Ernino Tamberg, Krzysztof Penderecki, Jean Froner Section X and Philippe Glass. While Edward Elgar may not be considered a modern composer, his romantic introduction and allegro strongly resemble the instrumentation setup of a concerto grosso. Concertino. A concertino, literally little ensemble, is the smaller group of instruments in a concerto grosso. This is opposed to the ripieno and tutti, which is the larger group, contrasting with the concertino. Though the concertino is the smaller of the two groups, its material is generally more virtuosic than that of the ripieno. Further, the concertino does not share thematic material with the ripieno, but presents unique ideas. This contrast of small group to large group and one thematic group against another is very characteristic of Baroque ideology, similar to terrace dynamics, where the idea is significant contrast. See also, List of concerti grossi, Tamala. References. Further reading, Bennett, are Investigating Musical Styles. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press.